Hey guys, Deju22 here, and welcome to Heat. And this show is brought to you by MuchGames.ca, as we are live here in the Great Western Forum here in Los Angeles. And I'll tell you what, folks, for the second time in the third time in as many weeks, Chris Jericho is once again defending the European Championship. And I will say, Chris Jericho is on a roll, folks. I mean, he defeated two guys to defend the championship in a ladder match, and then last week he defeated The Rock one-on-one and proved to the world that he could win in a one-on-one match or whether it be against two people. But however, I have to say that Chris Jericho is going to have the toughest task ahead of him. And you'll see what I mean as his opponent comes out to the ring. And I will say, as far as Chris Jericho is concerned, I'll tell you one thing. He's been on a winning streak. And as great as that is, I don't know, his luck could run out as he faces this man from the Nation of Domination, weighing close to 400 pounds, probably close to, 400 pounds. Oh, okay, thank you. He weighs in at 390 pounds, which is still pretty big anyways. So he's in the high 300s, and the fact that as big and strong as he is, I mean, he's a threat, no doubt. So, as far as Mark Henry is concerned, we'll see if he can try to win on his own, because Mark Henry, he won himself a fatal four-way ladder match to get this title shot, but he can pretty much thank Joseph Kony for helping him do it, because, it was because of Joseph Kony that Mark Henry has this opportunity. So we'll find out whether or not Mark Henry can get the job done. I mean, the size of Mark Henry is just unbelievable. But we'll find out if his size and strength will come into play as the championship is on the line. And I have to say, Chris Jericho, whether he wins this match or loses, he's proven he's championship material otherwise. I mean, Chris Jericho proved that he was an evil genius, but he can prove to be very resilient when he needs to be, when forced to otherwise. But now he's going to have to fight the world's strongest man, or the former winner of the world's strongest competition, or strongest man competition, rather, Mark Henry. As for this particular matchup, it's a submission match, and it's set for 60 minutes, and I will say that it's not going to be much of a problem for Mark Henry to put a submission on Chris Jericho, not because he's a submission artist, but because of the size and girth that he has. So Chris Jericho is going to have to soften him up, as he just did with the shoulder arm breaker onto Mark Henry, and an arm wringer flip, and a knee right to the left arm of Mark Henry. So he's going right after the arm, and that's a good strategy. I mean, if you can take out the arm of Mark Henry, you take out his power. And another knee right to the arm again. So, I mean, if you're Mark Henry, you cannot allow Chris Jericho to continue doing this to you. And another shoulder arm breaker. I mean, you cannot let him break your arm, because if you do, as he is doing with an arm bar, slowly but surely, Chris Jericho can pick you apart. So, you know, Chris Jericho's not a stupid person. I mean, he's not an idiot. But, so, you know, what I'm trying to get at is Chris Jericho is a student of the game. He knows how to play it. Although right now, Mark Henry turned the tables on Chris Jericho, but just as I say that, he does it to Mark Henry. And another shoulder arm breaker onto Mark Henry. Then a snapmare onto Chris Jericho as Chris Jericho countered with a sleeper slam onto Mark Henry. And, okay, that was kind of weird how that happened. Excuse me. An arm wringer flip and a leg drop onto the left arm of Chris Jericho. So now Mark Henry is going to do the same thing that Chris Jericho did to him earlier. And a whip into the corner. And, Mark, what the hell are you doing? Anyway, other rules, you cannot win by pinfall. You cannot be counted out, but you can be I'm sorry, no. Actually, you can't win by pinfall. You can't win by pinfall. You cannot be disqualified, but you can be counted out, or... Okay, I'm sorry. No, you cannot win by pinfall, and you cannot be disqualified. I'm sorry. I got my rules mixed up. I'm sorry. But you gotta win by submission, and you gotta win by countout if you could. But right now, Chris Jericho has a half Boston Crab onto Mark Henry. And it looks as if Chris Jericho has that move on tight on Mark Henry. And Mark Henry, is he going to get out of this? No, he's not, as Chris Jericho just broke his leg. Wow. I'll tell you what, folks, Chris Jericho's the real deal, folks. As he is still the European champion, I'll give Chris Jericho a lot of credit. So far, he has taken on top competition, such as The Rock, Mark Henry, and two other guys. I forget the two guys' names, but otherwise, Chris Jericho has taken them on and has beaten them all. I apologize for stumbling on my words. I'm sorry. I'll be honest, I had a little too much to drink, but you know what? It should be alright afterwards. But folks, stay tuned. We still got a whole bunch of matches yet to come, so stay tuned. They'll be coming up right after this.